Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. We start here with chapstick. This is the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy because I am very entertaining. I do curse sometimes in my videos. So I just want you to know that, and hopefully that doesn't offend you. The troll is just my way of making light of the perfection aspect of the beauty community that they say we should achieve. You know, change your features, slim this, chisel that, bake this, all of that stuff. Just embrace yourself and love yourself for who you are and for how you are. That's the concept of the crazy troll nation. And so if that sounds good to you, I'll show you what else we do here on this channel. This is going to be the second look, as I mentioned, with the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette. And this is what it looks like. Can you tell that something's already missing? This black, which is called Boot, it was black and it had like glitter particles in it. It wrecked my eyes, and I took it out that same night after I used this shade. And I'm glad that this is black underneath, and so it just kind of blends in with the palette because it was a black shade there. But I was looking on YouTube for looks using filter, this blue right here, because I used every shade in here except, did I use Jam? I think I did end up using Jam. So blue was the only one I didn't use. And I wasn't sure like how to use it. I didn't just want to do, you know, like the mud color. This is called mud. That in the blue, or these, you know, three up here. So I was like, I was kind of stuck. So I looked on YouTube, and so I saw a couple videos. One looked really interesting. She did a half cut crease. I've never attempted a cut crease, not on purpose, but I do have looks where it unintentionally kind of cut crease-ish. And so she did her transition shades first, which most people do. Then she did her outer corner, and then she cut the crease with a white base. And so I'm wondering if I want to try for the second time this Anastasia Eye Primer. I used it once, and this is so white. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I had to use a brow bone highlight because I needed something to cover this up. And so I'm debating whether or not to like just put this on the lid to put it over the blue. And I do my lid shades first. Anyway, so let's just get into it. I'm going to prime my entire eye with the Fenty Eyeshadow Primer. I do have blushes laid out already. Did I say blushes laid out? Brushes. I'm sleepy, y'all. I slept well, but it's just one of those like lazy days where I don't feel like doing anything. And so what do I do when I don't feel like doing anything? Or even when I'm sleepy? I do a video. It doesn't make sense. I know. I know it doesn't. And this was on my calendar to do the second look with this palette today. And so that motivated me to get it done. Because then we're going to circle back to... Y'all, I am a mess. Am I ever not a mess? We're going to circle back to the Martine Cosmetics. I did the second look already. And for some reason, I think it's my new laptop. I started the upload for YouTube, I think around 11 last night, and right now it is almost 6 o'clock, and it's only at like 62% uploaded. That has never happened, but since it's on my laptop, I can still use my desktop for other things. But I know now, yeah, I might not want to edit and schedule videos on my laptop. I do think though it's because that video is an hour long, and so I appreciate those of you who do enjoy long videos. So I do think that's why, because but even still on my desktop, when I've had a video an hour long, it didn't take, like, what is that, from 11 at night, and now it's like almost 6 o'clock the next day. It never took that long for a video to schedule. So, I mean, what to upload. So I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just that laptop. All right, so we're going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Y'all, I am just like so kind of just with this primer because I thought I only used a tiny bit. So that's what we're using, that little tiny bit. I thought I had only used a tiny bit. I really wish this was not, it does say it's a light cream color, and I'm sorry that I keep switching sentences, but I wish it was more of a neutral shade, or they had different colors where at least I can get one that's almost my skin tone. And my first time using this, I forgot that they said, you know, a little goes a long way. And it was just whiteness all the way up to my brow. And I was just like, what the hell is this shit? And I kept it it was gifted to me, so I wanted to use it again, and I wanted to get a feel for it. I know some people love this primer, some people don't. Looking at reviews on Sephora, some say, you know, it creases their shadow, their colors didn't show up, or that they had to do like a smoky look because this base is so white that the lighter or neutral tone or skin tone shades weren't showing up. And some were saying it dries quick, which it already is, because look at this. Like, it is just like moving my entire lid. I do like the Fenty primer because it's tacky, but you saw how easily that smoothed out. This does not, for me, smooth out well, and maybe because I did put it over the Fenty primer. When I used it before, I put it on my bare lid. But still, like, this is hard for me to blend out. And again, it may be because of the Fenty primer. But still, when I put the MAC paint pot over top of the Fenty primer, I don't have an issue with that. And maybe just because the paint pot is creamier. But this, yeah, I'm gonna work with it again other than today, because I do want to give it a fair shot, and especially because it was gifted to me, and the person that gifted it to me loved it. So I'm like, I really do want to like this primer. So we're going to take filter, this blue. This is, I'm sorry, that brush we used to blend out primer is a Sephora number 52 Pro Stippling Concealer Brush. And this one is an Hourglass number 3. And I'm using hello, how you doing? A larger brush, since we're doing our entire lid. And we're going to tap off. And we're going to place that on the lid everywhere where this base is. And we're going in again, tap off. I'm not sure about the tone of this because it is cool tone, but my thought is, now that I see it on my lid, you know, to me it's looking brighter than it is in the palette, but maybe not, or maybe it looks lighter on my lid because of the white base. I don't know. And the person was fair complexion, and I do know complexion and undertone make a difference in how shadows look on the lid, because I don't remember looking this bright on her. And so I'm kind of just like, not so sure. But we're going to see what it looks like when we're done, when we're all said and done. Something strange is happening to me, y'all. Today is January 12th. I'm finding that I'm liking doing longer videos. And I've actually been watching longer videos. Because I remember before I was saying I like videos under like 15, 20 minutes. Because I can watch more. Like, I can watch 3 or 4 videos in an hour versus watching like one 45-minute video or a replay of a live that's like an hour or an hour and a half. But then I find that when I'm watching the longer videos, I tend to multitask. Like, I can see my living room from the kitchen. And so I might be fixing dinner, or I might be loading the dishwasher, or I might be washing my makeup brushes, which I do after every use. And so watching the longer videos, I don't have to keep stopping what I'm doing, you know, to play another video. And I do not have autoplay on because I don't know if I'm going to want to see the next video in the lineup. So, yeah. And so that's changed for me. And I think that's why I'm liking doing longer videos, is because I'm also liking watching longer videos now. And for those of you who also like longer videos, I appreciate you, because some of mine have been 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour. And I remember I used to try to keep them like under 20 minutes. And I may go back to that at some point, because I do realize, you know, some of you watch or listen while it's on your way to work, on your phone, or you may be getting ready for bed at night, or, you know, you may be starting your day. And so I do realize everyone doesn't just have an hour just to watch me, even though I'm so entertaining. I don't think I'm gonna take this up into the crease yet, because I'm not liking the tone of this. That is so cool tone. So I'm just making sure I'm just covering all of that white base. And so I do appreciate those of you who are watching, because as I said, you know, a lot of us just don't have just an hour, especially those of you who work. I'm retired, but even still being retired, it's like you'd be surprised at the stuff you find to fill your time. And those of you who are working and then you come home, you have your spouse, you have your children, or you're caring for, you know, family members or elderly parents. It's like you can't just sit and watch, you know, 2, 3, 4 hour-long videos. And so I appreciate you being here. So that was just a long way of saying that while I'm trying to cover up this damn white base. All right, so that took a while. I'm trying. And we're going to take a fluffy blending brush. This is a Fenty 210, and it is a blending brush. And we're going to take mustard. So this is going to go in the entire transition area. And as I said, she did her transition shade first, and she blew this out, and then she used mud, this shade here, in the crease. But because I take my lid colors into the crease, my crease colors ends up near the bottom of my transition area. And so that's why we're using this fluffy brush, because we're doing a wider area. And I do realize I didn't cut anything out yet. And I probably need to, because I stumbled over my words earlier. So I think there is a place where I am going to edit something, because I said something and then I tried to re-say it and it still sounded weird. And then I tried the third time and I'm like, okay, let's stick with that one. So if everything seems seamless, I edited out my fumbling and bumbling and stuttering and all of that. So this is what this looks like. So this is not looking how hers look. My recreations never do. This blue was not this bright on her. And this looks further in on this side than on this side. Next, we're going to take a smaller blending brush. This one is a Esum V33. Oh, that got some dust. You see that? And we're going to take mud and we're going to put that more so like on this line right here. And this is why we're taking a smaller brush, because we're doing a smaller area. I could have used a Scott Barnes brush. I gravitate to those. And so I said for this video, let me use different brushes. I'm liking that a little better. And I'm going to, I just tapped in a little bit, just a tiny bit, because I'm going to put that right here, because this blue is just too bright right here. Yeah, I didn't tap in. I started to, but I didn't. Tapping in. So we're just going on that line between the blue and that yellow. Filter and mustard. This shade is mud. And I'm being a little more careful with placement with this one than with mustard, because I do just want it on that line. And I'm also going to take mustard right here. I probably should have did, I'm sorry, this is mud still. And it's not covering that up. What did she also do? She did also take mustard here, and then she put mud there. So let me back up, because mustard, I'm sorry, that was mud. It's not covering that. So this is mustard. I know I'm confused. A call came through and a pop-up came up. This is not covering this up. And so if I answer the call, it would stop the recording. And so I didn't want to do that. And so I clicked to decline the call. And then they left a voice message. So that popped up on my screen. So if this is glitchy, that's why, because stuff is going on in my phone. I don't know about this combination. So we're going to switch back to this brush and back to mud. Yeah, I don't, it looked grungy when she did it. I'm going to use the side of the brush, because we need to get this in the outer corner. Because this isn't, It's not doing what I wanted to do. It's not going where I wanted to go. We're going to switch to, this is a Fenty 230 Blending Brush, it says. Does that say that? It sure does. And we're going to, still using mud, because I want to get that closer to the lash line, because this is not even. Or I could have did it like an outer V type thing or something, but yeah, I'm not digging this look. The colors are nice, but just it's not going where I want it to go. I'm liking how mud is turning kind of shimmery over the blue, and both of those are matte shades. So I am liking that. Like how this is looking right here. That's interesting. Everything I use so far is a matte. That's interesting how that's looking like a shimmer right there. You know what? It's looking like this shade. So mud mixed with filter is looking like that. So why not just put that there? I'm liking this better. And so what I think I want to do, I'm going to take mud on the same brush. And we're going to pop that right here. I like what this does to the blue. The blue on its own, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I was going to say now we're cooking with grease, but I've been cooking with my air fryer. And you don't need to use oil or grease. I do put oil on the protein just a little bit, and then I rub it in. I do wear gloves because I don't like my hands getting messy, just to give the seasoning something to stick to. And it's been working out. I'm really liking it. I've been posting pictures. Well, not posting pictures, but when I make something that I like and it looks good, I do post it on Instagram. So I like this, and I like that the blue doesn't go all the way up because I don't like the cool toneness of it. We're going to take a brown on our lower lash line. This is NYX Retractable Eyeliner in brown, because she put, what did she put? Actually, she put both mustard and mud on her lower lash line. But what we're going to do is we're going to put the brown over here on the outer corner. And we're going to do our inner rims. We're just going to put it the same shade in that same spot. We're not going to do our upper rims tonight. And we're going to take a gold NYX Retractable Eyeliner, and we're going to put that on the inner corner, the inner portion of our lower lash line, the first half of our lower lash line. And the inner part of our inner rim. The inner part of the inner rim. The whole thing is inner. The first half of our inner rim. This is the crazy. I say stuff and I'm just like, that ain't make sense. All right, we're going back to the palette. I only have one of these, and so I'm going to brush it off in between. And I'm using this one because this is a Scott Barnes Travel Angle Smudge Brush. But look how thick this thing is. But I do like it for if I want to blow out my lower lash line in comparison to, you know, this liner brush. And this is also Scott Barnes. Like, you see how thick this thing is? And then also this one is a Scott Barnes too. This thing is freaking huge. And even though it's a smudger brush, where's my my Makeup Forever smudger brush? Look at this. This thing is just freaking huge. But I use it for when I do want to blow out the lower lash line and blend and all that at the same time. So we're taking mustard, that yellow, and we're going to put that right here over top of that gold. Tapping in again, putting that here, And she took this all the way across, and then she took mud all the way across, but we're not going to do that just yet. So we're going to wipe this off as best we can. And we're going to take mud, this shade here. Tap that off, and that's going to go over here on the outer lower lash line, the second half of the lower lash line. And then we're going to take the brush that had mud on it, and we're going to dip in lightly just one time, and we're going to buff this, tapping in lightly, and then tap off, buff this. Going to switch to the brush that had mud on it, and we're going to tap into that, tap that off. I shouldn't have done that because of how far that came down, but since we did it, we're going to keep it even. Do the other side. I do like the look on other people when their lower lash line color comes down. I'm not used to it on me yet. I think it makes me look like I have a black eye sometimes. The good thing about it is that like it hides your wrinkles. And so I do like it. I think I just need to get used to it. We're tapping into mud just a little bit. We're going back to the brush that had mustard on it. We're going to tap back into that. Because I'm liking what this is doing, like in this area right here. I'm forever getting something in my eyes. Now we know it ain't boot. Because boot got the boot. Boot is gone. I do like the look. What we're going to do now is, I'm feeling like, I'm not adding any shade. I'm feeling like there's just too much space up here. Too much blank space. And so that's why I'm buffing, just to move mustard up a little bit. But I don't want to add any more mustard. But I'm feeling like something needs to be up here, because there's just like too much space. Do I want to do mustard? Shit, I don't want to. All right, my old standby. What we're going to do, we're going to go into Natasha Denona Camel Palette. Let me look in Venus 2 again and see what's in here. You know what we're going to do? Okay, we're going to put Natasha away. We're going to try and stick with this palette as much as possible. So I'm going to take a Fenty number 220 precision brush, and we're going to go into this shade here, which is Fly, and we're going to put that as our brow bone highlight. Yeah, that took up some space, so that's good. Hashtag puffy eye problems. And we're also going to take this on our inner corner. Ooh, I don't like that. I didn't expect that. Damn it. See, now I done messed up my look. We're going to take another one of the 220 brushes, and we're going to go into mustard. And we're going to try to tone it down. Yeah, when I mess up, I double down. I just keep going, just keep adding stuff until I think it looks a little better. We're going to take the brush that had mustard on it. Let me know if this is helpful. Like when you see me mess up and then I try to fix it. I mean, whether it does look better or not at the end, is it helpful to you to know that people struggle? Well, me, I'll say me, that I struggle sometimes with makeup. When I post on Instagram, it's like, oh, this beautiful, it's flawless. And I'm just like, shit. Like, y'all don't know. Unless you watch the video, like, you don't know the struggle. I do like that a little better. This right here is throwing me off, and I do have like a bump right here. And so sometimes it does seem like it accentuates the shadow I put there, whereas this side doesn't. This side looks brighter because of that bump right there. I'm tempted to take a little bit of mud, and I am going to take just a tiny bit of mud just to try to tone that down, and it's not working. Maybe, I don't know, I can't tell. So we're going to take the blending brush with mustard again, and we're just blending this where we put the highlighter, where we put, what was that shade called? Fly? Yep. where we put fly and just blending that in circular motions. I think that looks nice. All right. I want to use my smudge pot again, but this baby is drying up on me and I know I need to get rid of it. And so part of me is like, okay, don't even try to revive it. Just let it go. But I'm going to use this brush. This is Esum V33. And even though it's flimsy, once you put the liner on it, it does stiffen it up. And the thing is this gives me a thick line. But I kind of don't care because I'm not in love with the blue. I love how this changed into the color Marsh. Was that the color? Pigeon. This is Pigeon. I love how Mud and Filter turned into Pigeon. Look at that. Am I being weird trying to show you this like that? Probably. Let me put this on before it dries up. Sorry for the silence. Yeah, this is drying up. And I do have like Doreline or something over here. But I just want stuff to work. And then too, because I have other liners that I can just use, it's not like, oh my gosh, this is my only liner, so I have to revive it. I have to make it work. You know what I'm saying? And I know it may seem wasteful to toss it when it says it should be tossed. I do keep eyeshadow a little longer than it says, as long as it performs well, but I'm just really hesitant to do so with like mascaras and gel liners for some reason. It may be because they stick more than like a powder product does. And so we're going to leave this like that, and we're going to do mascara. What are we going to do? We're going to use the Lime Crime Astronomical Volumizing Vegan Mascara. It's a long title. This was gifted. No, this came in a free. This was as a free gift when I purchased the Lime Crime palette. It was this and 2 other things that I donated for Eclectic Beauty. So I'm like, this is not even me. One was a lip gloss that was not my shade at all, or a liquid lip color that was not at all my shade. And the other thing was like a lip oil, I think. And I don't use lip oils because why? I'm a chapstick hoe. I like that effect. You see that? I am liking the look, even though initially that blue was like, nah, girl. But once I got everything else on, like, I think this is nice. Would I do this again? I think so, but I would probably just use Pigeon on the outer corner versus Mud to change blue into Pigeon. I think that's interesting how that shade changed it like that. And I think I found a way to like using that Anastasia Beverly Hills primer. Just put a teeny tiny bit on the lid for whatever color, even though I'm wondering if I did not use it, would that blue have been that bright? So that may or may not be something I experiment later. Looks like my lashes are clumping like right here in the middle. So they're just going to stay that way because I don't want to keep messing with it, taking up more and more time. But I like the effect. Look at my lashes. Look at that. Look at that. That's better. Look at that. So, question, as always. Lips, 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 lips. I kind of just want to be simple with lips today because I'm indecisive as usual. You know what we're going to do? We're going to use I think this is going to look ugly. The Ofra Long Lasting Lipstick in Miami Fever. And I think I need a liner when I use this. This color was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more of a... I thought it was going to be more of a brownish shade, and it's more orange. I thought this might go with my transition shade. This is feeling dry. The label on here says it's good. Oh, so April this year. And for the Ofra lipsticks, the liquid ones, they have an expiration date on the packaging. And so instead of me just, you know, counting out 6 months or a year, I just put the expiration date, a label of the expiration date on the component. Yeah, this is dry already. Okay, it's not even picking up on the thing. You see how it's like missing in places? And look at, what is this? This will be the last time I use this. Yeah, it's like flaky. It looks like it's applying smooth, all right? There's like a flake up here. And I do think I need a liner with it. You see what I'm saying? But this is the last time I'm using this. So that will be set aside to go in the trash. I'm going to put on a brown liner. This one is Cold Brew, or do I want something darker? Do I have a darker one open? That's purple. Damn it. Ooh, maybe Alien Black. No, we'll use Cold Brew and see what happens. This is NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. Thank you for being here. If you have this palette, let me know how you like it. Or if you don't. See, that looks better, right? And if you've done videos with it, feel free to link them below. And I don't know if that's good etiquette or not for YouTube, like to post your video under other people's video. And so that's why I say, you know, do post yours if you did a look with this palette. And is it good etiquette, like if you're reading comments and somebody's like, oh, I wonder how such and such color combination would look with that. And if I've done that video, is it proper etiquette to say, hey, I have a video for that on my channel? And no, I don't do it because I don't know like if that would be considered rude or not to comment that under someone else's video. That I like, but something is still kind of missing and is dry. So we're going to take Sweet Mouth because it's not really a color. And we're just going to tap that as, nah. We're just going to tap that on just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So see, when something doesn't work, you can make it work. I just usually don't want to have to make stuff work. Even though I can. I'm like, I don't want to. But, sorry about that clank. I was putting it back home. Yeah, so this is the hiccup finished look. Thank you for being here. Let me know what you think. And this is what we have. And you will see me in the next video, which I will talk about that NARS palette. And so you'll see this face again. So thank you, and you'll see me in the next one. Of course, I forgot swatches. So we're just going to breeze through the mustard. Mustard feels dry. This is mustard. I don't remember it feeling dry before. Look, and it's like cracking and flaking. Look at that. What the hell? Why is this so dry right now? I don't think it was like that before. All right, that threw me off. Sorry about that. Mud, and this is feeling dry too. I don't remember these feeling dry before, and it's even looking dry and patchy on my finger. So that's Mud. Filter is the blue. And what did we use? We used Fly for our inner corner. And just for giggles, we're going to take Filter and we're going to put Mud on top of it. And then we're going to swatch Pigeon. This is Pigeon. So it's not as metallic looking, but Mud over Filter is almost Pigeon. So that's it. These are the swatches. Thank you for watching, and I'm really going to go this time.